أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحج أشهر معلومات فمن فرض فيهن الحج فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج صدق الله العظيم. My dear brothers and sisters, I have read to you a verse from the Holy Quran from chapter 2 verse 185, in which Allah Bari Ta'ala tells us about Hajj, that for Hajj the months are well known. You know the months of Hajj, and when Hajj, the season of Hajj comes along, when one undertakes Hajj, it is the duty of the Haji, the person who performs Hajj, that there is no obscenity, that he performs no obscenity, he doesn't do anything that is outward, untoward, and nor does he do anything wicked, nor does he do any wrangling during the period of Hajj. Now in the Hajj, there are certain signs of Allah Bari Ta'ala, certain duties that one has to perform, and among these duties of Hajj, one is Sa'i, that is running between Safa and Marwa. These were originally two hillocks, two small hills, and the history goes that Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, the holy prophet Abraham, the father of the Jews, the Christians and the Muslims, everybody reveres this messenger of God as Father Abraham, Father Abraham, Father Abraham. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, he had two wives, Sarah and Hajara, and through a conflict that existed between these two wives of his, Allah Bari Ta'ala commanded him to take Hajara with her infant child Ismail and take him to where Makkah is today and leave mother and child. Outwardly, it was one of the most cruel of deeds that any man can do to his wife and child, a young wife and an infant child. But at the behest of Allah, he was prepared to do anything what Allah commanded him. He was prepared to carry out the commandments of Allah. So he leaves mother and child, and as time wore on, they ran short of water, and Bibi Hajara, she began searching for water, looking in this direction, looking in that direction, running up on top of Safa, looking around to see for some oasis or see some habitation. Nothing to be seen. She runs down the hillock and runs up onto the opposite hillock, Marwa, and she scans around for some sign of habitation, some oasis, some habitation, some people, and she finds nothing. And she runs up and down and down and up 7 times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took such a liking to this compassion, this love that she had for her infant child, that he made it fard upon the Haji, the man who goes on pilgrimage, that he must also go through the same process of up and down 7 times. Now Allah had a purpose in this, of making us to go through that as a discipline, as a sign, as a monument of remembering Allah. Then he made Ibrahim, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, to build the Kaaba. Hazrat Ibrahim and his son, young man, when Ismail grew up to say of age of discretion, about 12 years of age, him, father and son, they began raising the walls of the Kaaba. A cubicle, a square building, plain and simple building, dedicated to the worship of the one true God. We say it was the first house built on God's good earth for the worship of the one true God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he was made to shout, to give the call, for people to hearken to the call, to come along and do tawaf around this house of God, to show his love and dedication. And when the Muslim performs Hajj, he goes around the Kaaba 7 times, the tawaf 7 times, and as he walks around the Kaaba, he is made to proclaim the talbiyah, the reminder, labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, means here I am, O Lord, here I am, O Allah, here I am, labbaik, here I am, la sharika laka labbaik, you have no associates, here I am, innal hamda, says to you is due all praise, one ni'mata, and all beneficence, all bounties proceed from thee, laka wal mulk, and yours is the dominion, yours is the power, yours is the rule, la sharika lak, and you have no associates. Now this is the slogan, 1400 years old, and this year some 3 million Hajis, they went through that ritual of going around the Kaaba 7 times, making the tawaf and repeating this formula. Labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, labbaik, la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk, la sharika lak. Now, I was very fortunate this year in performing this ritual. And while going through, it struck me that this slogan, it is a slogan, talbiyah, a reminder, a slogan, that we Muslims are made to repeat year in and year out, no change, given by our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no change. There must be a purpose in this slogan. And I found that slogans are made to be repeated and implemented. The United Nations, they have the certain agencies. And in certain of these agencies, they work for certain projects. And they invent slogans. Like, for example, they had water year. Water year. Year of the water, for saving, conserving water. And in that water year, the slogan went out, use it, don't abuse it. Water, use it, don't abuse it. Which is really our own slogan 1400 years old also. But now the slogan part, that people from all over the world are invited and they go through this process of having themselves programmed. They imbibe themselves with these slogans and they go to their own respective countries and they propagate the slogan and the idea. Or this is the age of the child. This is the age of the child. This is an age for old aged people. So it says, your mother, an old age home is not her destination. You must look after your parents, and on and on. These are really, to me, Islamic slogans which the United Nations in some form or another, under novel names, they try to implement it. And these slogans are carried out in all parts of the world in different countries. But this slogan that we Muslims are repeating year in and year out, the most unfortunate part is this, that we have done nothing. We are doing nothing to take them back home into our own respective countries. We leave the slogan behind. No doubt we take the dates from Makkah and Medina and we buy all the trinkets from Makkah and Medina. Things are very cheap. But the main purpose of Hajj, which is to see that this slogan is implemented, to see the shirk is obliterated from the face of the earth, this, unfortunately, we Muslims have forgotten this lesson to imbibe. وآخر الدعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.